Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today I'm going to be playing with some book pages. Now, we all know we got tons of book pages out there, and I've taken just a couple different ones. What I've done is I have glued two pieces together just to make them a little stronger. These I glued flat together, two separate pages. Same with this one, two separate pages. And then these, I just took a single page, folded it in half, and glued it together. We're also going to be using washi tapes. Now we know we've got a ton of washi tapes. I do have my washi tapes that I made from, the masking tape that I did recently. And I got a whole bucket of regular washi tape next to me. I can't even show you, there's so many. And we are going to make these fun strips. Now, nothing new, nothing special, nothing fancy. I put washi tape on papers and stamp between them, but I saw this recently on Root Pursuit by Kelly. She did a quick video, so this is gonna be a quick video because it's such an easy idea. I loved it, and I had to make some. And who's to say that quick, fun ideas that are easy to make are not spectacular? So here is the first one that I made. Again, I decided I wanted to use, I really should stop putting these together because they keep sticking together. I wanted to use some of my pre-stamped, so you can see that, how cute that is. And I grabbed two other coordinating ones in some fall colors. So my thought was these would make great belly bands or side page tucks. So like, how cute would that be right there? I think I'm going to add it, but it's a little long. So I'm going to cut right to that yellow line. Cut that off a little bit. These could be just glued down, even cut them in half and glue down as decoration on a tag, or they could be, even flipped, cut smaller, make a belly band this way. But to have a whole stash of these that are just ready to go, I think this is a great idea. But I'm just going to glue this one in because it's beautiful and I love it next to it. You can probably tell I did wrap around the washi tape. A lot of it got cut off because I did cut the ends off, but I think I'm going to do it as a belly band in the center. I was thinking about maybe doing it as a side tuck, but I'm going to do it as a belly band. So glue the top and the bottom. This was the edge of the book page when I folded them to glue them, and I thought that was great just to have that extra little touch. I probably could have inked them. You know how that goes. After it's said and done, you do it. But that is it. That is stupendous. I love it. So let's just start making some. And I just noticed something laying here that I forgot to show recently. This is a glue glob. My Fabri-Tac was on its side, but it wasn't flat on its side. It had leaned down, so a whole bunch of glue stuck out, and I pulled it off, and it's squishy. So it kind of is like a sort of a stress ball. I have it laying on my desk. I don't know why I had to show you to you, but it was just kind of eyeballing at me from the side there. Okay, so let's make some. All right, so like I said, to the side, I have glued these already together, so they're ready to go. But I do have a few more left if I decide to do them. They're different heights, different books. This is the one I did originally for the belly band, and these are shorter ones. But let's just make some. So should I make a couple more fall ones? Let's kind of do like a Christmassy one. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do on a page like this where it's a little bit wider. And I think I'm gonna start with a skinnier one. And I think I'm gonna start it there. Now, depending on your washi tape, you might see a lot of the words through here also, which I think is kind of fun. And so I'm gonna put this red and black one next because it goes red, black, and then a black one. So it's kind of Christmassy. And we're just trying to line them up best we can, edge to edge. And I'm not even cutting them, just ripping them. Not very well I'm ripping them, but I'm ripping them. And there we go, I have my squisher down here. And like I said, we're just gonna wrap these around. easier to wrap around. And it's crooked, but that's okay. So what we can do is, I'm going to cut it to leave a little edge there, and then I'm going to cut this side to leave a few of the letters here, which kind of adds it to the, I could probably get my sheen out to cut a little straighter, but there we go. So like I said, if you wanted to ink them, you could. Throw a little ink on there. Wanted to make it into a accent piece on a tag or something, you could do that. You could actually, if you wanted to back it even one more time, because it's sort of thick, but not, you could actually make this into a taller, not quite as wide, but add it onto something a little thicker and make it as a tall tag. Always looking for tall, skinny tags, you know? But how cute is that? All right, so there's one down. So now I've got this piece of paper where I can make a second one. All right, so I've got this one. I got some blues in here, and I think this would be kind of fun for my winter journals that'll be coming up. This one I think has paper on it. Yes, it does. I think I'm going to put this one in the center. It's got like the browns. And let's get this closed back up before I forget. All right, and then this one, I'm not even sure if I ever used this one before. It doesn't look like I have. This one has like tickets on there. Very fun. And this one's got blue and gold and kind of speckly. So I thought it went well with this brown one. It's not the same blue as the tickets, but it don't have to be exactly matchy, right? It can just be in the vicinity. All right, squish it down and squish it down. Now, if you didn't want to wrap those around, you could definitely cut them. But I find that if you wrap them around, they're going to stay on better. Then, you know, you have a less of a chance of the end coming up. Now, I definitely don't have to cut this if I don't want to, and I probably won't yet because not depending on what I want to use it for. I mean, this would be a beautiful size tag for it. I might go back and straighten that because my hand cutting is not the best. Well, let's just give that a little straighten. There we go. Nothing much, but much better. Cute. All right, let's find something else. All right, this one could be fun. It's got like a world map and some stripes, some browns and greens, and some sort of pinks. And this has mushrooms and browns and greens and pinks on there. So how fun would that be? Let's just do this one. All right, I think we'll start with the, I don't think I've ever used this one. All right, I think I'm going to want to keep that letter showing a bit. Let's do that. And we're going to put the little stripe next. And the world maps. All right, do these have an up? I think those are probably as up as going to be. The mushrooms are sideways, so it might be something that I end up maybe cutting to do as a belly band going this way or as a pocket. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and wrap those around. Make sure they're on there good. And I really like how that has a different color. It was the way it was folded over because it is, I think this was a Reader's Digest book. So it has a bit of a, what do you want to call it? Patina. Difference of color. And again, we could cut it down later if we wanted to just make that a little bit thinner, just to show some of the letters. Actually, I think I might do that now. Probably should get my machine out. Yeah, I just like a little bit of the hint of the letters coming out on that side, a little bit more on that side with the big initial and that cutout. It's so cute. I love it. Let's see what else we can make. All right, I got some brighter colors because, you know, brighter colors will be here around before we know it, right? All right, we're going to go there. And I'm going to do this one. I think this is a paper one. Yeah. This one had a pinkish undertone, overtone, whatever you want to call it. But it had some words and lines, which I thought was a little bit more geometric than the flowers. That's why I picked this one. And this one has some more florals. So floral, geometric, floral. I love it. And when all is said and done, if I go to use this for something like this, how it's probably was touched a little bit because it was the end and caught some dust or whatever. Throw a little glue on there so it stays. Now this one I'm gonna cut this down. It doesn't have, it has a little bit of that fun edge, but it's not as colorful as like this one was. So I'm fine with throwing that away. Actually, I'm not gonna throw it away so I can stamp on that. Put that in that box. Some words on this side to this side. I know it seems a little trivial, but I think I'm gonna even it out. So there's just a little bit of words on this side, a little bit of words on this side, and you can still sort of see the words in the middle, underneath the washi tape. Yeah, fun. What a nice, fun spring one, right? All right, so I got this big paper one left. Let's see what I can find for that. Well, here's some fun ones. This is some flowers, and they do go up and down, which will be fun to use. Let's see, is there a fun side that I can keep an edge? This has a nice edge. So we're gonna go ahead and put that there. And I've got green and like a gold. And I'm gonna, actually I think I'm gonna put the, I know most of the ones I've been putting the skinniest one sort of in the middle, but actually I didn't do it on that. Oh, that's the middle. That one I have the fit. I guess I really haven't been doing it all the same, but I think the green next to this is a good accent piece. There is a bit of gold like in here still, but I think this will be good as the outside. Yeah, I like this one. All right, so now before I cut it, I'm going to do the second one. And if I really liked one, I could probably do it twice in maybe a different order. If you wanted to put, like if you had two signatures going and you wanted to put one in one and one in the other, making a second version of the same washi tapes would also be a great idea. All right, this might be an interesting combination. This has some advertising on it. This says just fragile, and this is just some gold, some arrows, but I thought that colors went together. So I say let's give it a shot. All right, so I think we're gonna do, I think this might be a paper one too. We'll do fragile. Whoops. There we go. fragile first. Gonna just show a couple letters here. Sticky, which I guess is a good thing. You know, sometimes these washi tapes can be not so sticky. All right, and then we'll put the advertising one. Okay, that I might have just had saved because it seem to be cut, not ripped. I might have cut it and saved it. There we go. It's kind of hard to do it from the side, not being able to look totally down on it. And I have the stripes facing down. It almost looks like it's weathered in sun. It looks like there's some pinker pieces and some golder pieces. It's not just one shade, which I like. That is fun. All right, so I guess we'll just put this back on here. Save that for something else. Oops, pulled it a little too strong. All right, I'm going to get my machine just to make it a little easier to cut down the center of this. There we go. I really like that one. That is fun. And then that one. Very cool. All right, well, I think that is going to be enough. I think you got the idea of how to make these and make them for any occasion. Stack them up, mass make them just for future reference, and you're all set. All right, that's going to be it for me today. I appreciate each and every one of you that has stopped by, and as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye for now.